Hey guys, welcome to this week's reading vlog. So it's Wednesday. I'm a little bit late starting off this vlog. I do have a couple of videos to film today, which is why I'm all set up over here. But I intentionally did not start this vlog until Wednesday because last week my aim was to get all of my work done as much as I possibly could. And we all know that I didn't quite make it. So I spent Monday and Tuesday just trying to get that done and get through as much as possible. So I currently have 4 orders left. That is it. 2 of them are being booked in with couriers because they're quite large and I've packed them. I just need to print the labels and stuff for them. And 2 of them need 1 candle each, and I'm waiting for something that is going to be arriving in about half an hour. And then I can make those candles and get those shipped off tomorrow. But no bother, because it's not going to take me long to make 2 candles and pack 2 orders. And then I'm done. It's Christmas time. So I'm already feeling kind of jolly and a lot better today, a lot less stressed. But I do have a few videos to film because I have nothing prepared for tomorrow. And I also got a couple of subscription boxes in the mail on Monday that I haven't unboxed yet, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. But I do need to fill you guys in on what is going on with reading. Surprisingly, I still have not finished Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I have been reading a little bit. I'm on page 410, so I do really want to get this done today. Luckily, I do not have any plans for today aside from filming these videos and then editing as many of them as possible, so I do think that's doable. However, I have also started my buddy read for the month with Jade from Jade Reads of Our Dark Duet by V. Schwab. So this is the second book in the Monsters of Verity duology. I gave the first book 3 stars. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the concept, but it was too fast-paced for me and I didn't feel as connected to the characters as I could have been. I've heard that this one is very sad, so I'm hoping that I enjoy it a little bit more because I do like sad books. And as well as that, I'm currently 146 pages into it and it is already darker than, not necessarily than I expected it to be, but definitely darker than the first book with what's going on, which I really like. So if you are unfamiliar with this duology, it follows Kate and August in a city of monsters. The city is divided into the north and south, and the Harkers run the north. Kate is a Harker and the Flynns run the south, and August is a Flynn. Kate is a human, but her father is very ruthless and she wants to be exactly like him. And August is a monster, however he has a lot of humanity that he's trying to hold on to, and he wants to do the right thing and not live in a world full of monsters or be considered this monstrous creature, even though he is technically a monster. So far in the second book, I'm enjoying August's perspective more than Kate's because they are in different locations. I do like Kate's perspective because I like how the world is opening and some new elements are being introduced, but August is kind of fulfilling a different role than he was in the first book, and I'm really interested in this development with him. These books are really easy to read. It does help that they are fast paced and there is a lot of action, but they are just generally real easy to fly through. I will say that there is still something about this duology that is not pulling me in. Like, I'm not super riveted and super into the story, and I just can't put my finger on why, because everything I'm reading I'm like, yeah, fair enough, this is good, this is a decent book, but I just don't feel invested. So I don't think the end is going to hurt me as much as Jade would like it to, and as much as I would like it to as well, which is unfortunate, but there we have it. I did also receive a little bit of book mail on Monday and I was really excited, so I opened it because that is Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the sequel to From Blood and Ash, which I read last week, made a whole non-spoiler vlog on, and then ordered Kingdom of Flesh and Fire immediately. So I buddy read From Blood and Ash. Is the text smaller in this one? It seems like it might be. But I buddy read From Blood and Ash with Kelsey, who is KJ Sutton, the author of Fortuna Swan, and she does not have a copy yet, so I'll be waiting for her to get herself a copy whenever that may be. I mean, I personally feel like I'm in a rush because I really want to read it, but I have tons of other stuff I need to read, so in that aspect, I'm not in a rush. So whenever she gets it, we will dive into this, and you guys want me to make a spoiler-filled vlog on this, so I will be doing that when I get to it as well, and I'm really excited to see where this book takes it. It is 620 pages, so yeah, I think it's going to be a wild ride as well. So that is where I'm at on Wednesday. I don't have any solid plans for the week, as in I'm not going anywhere. I have presents that I need to wrap and send away, which I think I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I have my house to tidy and clean before Christmas, which I'm going to spend the rest of the week doing. That is it. So it's going to be a pretty chill rest of the week, and I'm so excited.
When it feels like I've been fading to the background, don't leave my room for like a week, don't wanna go out. but all these moments keep reminding me of just how you can have lost. And it ain't sadness why these tears keep falling down now. I know I'm not alone, and I just get caught up in myself. I overcomplicate, I underestimate, but I know that there's a love that gon' find me. There's something about that feeling. There's something about that feeling. There's something about that feeling. Yeah. There's something about that feeling. There's something about that feeling. There's something about that feeling.
So, I just finished Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I don't have a rating for it yet, but it is definitely going to be 4 or 5 stars. You guys have heard me say last week and the end of the week before that I wasn't super into this because I didn't really like the main character all that much to start off with. I did mention I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt because characters tend to grow throughout books. She definitely grew, and I definitely like her a lot now. I also mentioned Sanderson's writing, that it seemed dumbed down compared to his usual stuff. And like, to clarify what I meant by his usual stuff, like, yes, his books are dense, like the Stormlight Archive is dense because it has a lot of details, it has a lot of world building, a lot of information about the magic system. So when you read the book, it kind of reads like a different language because of all of the made up like fantasy elements of the world that are included in the book. But like, if you read Mistborn and take away the magic system, it's super easy to read, which is why I said I didn't feel like Skyward needed to feel as dumbed down as it did. But like, when I eased into it, when I got into it, when the story got going, I got really into it. I nearly cried at several points throughout those last like just over 50 pages. To give you a reference of where I nearly started crying without context, there is a scene quite towards the end where there are characters sat in a restaurant listening to a radio, and some of them decide to go and do something. So from that point up until near the end, I was tearing up quite frequently because something about the end of this book contained one of my favorite tropes, but with a little bit of a twist. Like, it wasn't in its usual form. The trope in itself that I like is something that is spoilery, even if I mention that a book contains that trope, so I can't tell you what it is. But I definitely really enjoyed the inclusion of that. This was just generally more emotional than I thought it would be. We follow Spencer, who is like really determined to be a pilot. A pilot is what she's always wanted to be, and she goes to this academy. Nobody wants to let her in because her father is a coward, but she ends up at this academy, and very quickly herself and the rest of her flight squad learn that being a pilot is not all that people think it's going to be. Yes, there is glory and accolades surrounding being a pilot, but there are also very real risks and consequences that you have to take, and the themes of that throughout this book reminded me a lot of the Poppy War, where, if you are familiar with the Poppy War, Rin attends a military academy, and not long after that the country goes into war, and the members of the military academy are called up into the army to defend the country, and they discover that training for war is not the same as actually fighting a war. There were lots of similar themes in here as well. There are actually consequences to these risks. This isn't a book where everybody makes it out okay and everyone goes, I don't know, dancing off into the sunset. There are casualties, there are consequences, which I also really enjoyed. Funnily enough, those points didn't make me emotional, although the lasting effect that things like that had on the characters did make me emotional, and I just think that the journey that this book had for it to have an emotional impact on me was great, and I ended up really loving it. So this was my Patreon pick for November that I didn't get around to reading. It was recommended by Kitty. Thank you so much, Kitty, for recommending this to me. I did always think that I was going to enjoy it, and I definitely have enjoyed it all the way from the start, but the last like 150 pages really cemented this book for me, and I really love it now. I could go straight into Starsight now. Honestly, I can't because of my TBR, but the way I feel, I could literally just go pick up Starsight and have a grand old time. Also, big thank you to Linda for gifting this to me. This was a surprise gift for my birthday, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm not sure what time it is. I haven't actually looked at my phone in a while. It is 9:15 p.m. and let me have a look. Yes, at 9:10 Ryan messaged and said he was ready to play Fortnite, so I'm gonna go and do that for a little while. I will enter this book into my spreadsheet at some point tonight, so I have a rating, but definitely 4 or 5 stars. If it is 4, it will be solely just because I didn't love the the beginning as much as I love the end. The way Brandon Sanderson, sorry, I've just gone back to the book, but Brandon Sanderson did that thing that he tends to do where like the stories like go in, we build up to a conclusion, all of the usual like book stuff, conclusion resolves, and then Sanderson spends a couple of chapters building the book for the next book in the series. He always does something like, there's elements of this book that I've been confused about the entire way through. Last chapter, he gives me the information I've been waiting 500 pages for, which just makes me desperate to read the sequel. He is honestly so clever in doing that, because instead of having like a weak ass lead into the next book, he gives me the information that I've been craving. Like, he holds it from me, he gives it to me right at the end, which makes me like super excited for the next book. So yeah, I'm gonna play Fortnite. We'll put this into my spreadsheet at some point for a final rating, and then I probably won't read all of my buddy read section with Jade tonight, but I will catch up on today's and tomorrow's section tomorrow before I start another book.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Been wondering just what you mean to me. Oh, Christmas tree. Honestly, it's never been much about you. Don't get me wrong, I think you're great. Root of tradition we celebrate. But oh, Christmas tree. More than anything, it's all the people around you. My sister's here.
So this week has been a real weird week. I feel kind of stressed, and I don't know why, because I don't actually have that much on now that I'm done with candles. I'm just doing a couple of replacements. But yeah, I haven't been vlogging, haven't been reading all that much. I have less than 100 pages left of our dark duet, which I will have finished by the time I wrap up this vlog, so I will let you know my full thoughts and feelings then. And I did start Oathbringer part 1, but I'm only 30 pages into it, so nothing to report on that. Oathbringer is the third book in the Stormlight archive. It is an adult epic high fantasy series by Brandon Sanderson, his most dense and expansive work in the Cosmere, and it is about a group of legendary knights who have to rise up to fight off an oncoming apocalypse in this storm-ridden world. But yeah, I haven't read much of that either. I'm on page 30, but I did just want to come and check in with you guys. One of the reasons for that is that something real weird happened the other day. So one of my main tasks for this week, one of the reasons why I'm kind of stressed, kind of busy, and why I haven't been vlogging or reading or anything, is tidying my house for Christmas. So I've kind of just amassed some stuff over the last couple of months, last year really, and not really known how to do with it. But it's Christmas, and I know like the UK has gone into a new set of Christmas restrictions, which is fine. It doesn't affect me too much. I wasn't really seeing anyone over Christmas anyway, so it's not like I'm tidying my house to be presentable. It's just, it really needed doing. I can't relax in a messy space, and I just want the entire house done and nice so that when we get to Christmas Day, which is, I'm still going to be busy up to then because I still need to go out and buy food, because I will still be cooking a full Christmas dinner for me and Curtis. I need to drop some presents off at my dad's house. Christmas Eve I spend doing food prep, and then Christmas Day making the Christmas meal, as well as all of the fun stuff as well. But then after Christmas, Boxing Day onwards, I just want to be chill. So I want my house tidy so that my mind is clear and I'm relaxed. So I've been doing that, and I came across a box, which is one of my boxes that I send my orders out in. Essentially what has happened is somebody's order got returned to me. It was a return box that said return to sender on it, and it was around the time that I moved last October, so it's been misplaced amongst all this other stuff that was misplaced at the time. So while I was cleaning, while I was tidying, I decided to open it, and it wasn't a returned order. It has other candles in that aren't mine, and I was just really confused. The candles that arrived are from the shop Chapters and Candles, and I contacted the shop owner, who I believe is called Steffi, and she has no idea how I have these either. So I thought I would show you guys, because they are really nice candles and they smell really good, but it's just a huge mystery and nobody knows how I've ended up with these candles. So fair warning, a couple of these candles are Harry Potter themed. I no longer promote Harry Potter on my channel because JK Rowling has said some harmful things. It personally does not trouble me at all to just avoid mentioning her and Harry Potter on my channel. So as a personal choice, I have decided not to, because I would rather not hurt people's feelings than mention things just for the sake of it. So Now, warning, a couple of these candles are Harry Potter themed, but they were sent to me a year ago. So this is before the whole shit show of 2020 where JK Rowling was just showing her ass everywhere. So if that is something that does bother you, then please do skip ahead. I'm not offended or anything. These are all in German as well. It's a German candle company, so I can't really tell you what the scents are because I don't speak German. But this one, I believe, is Butterbeer, and it is a pale creamy yellow color. Don't know why I decided to do this clip handheld. It's not a good idea. It just has a plain top, and it is like a vanilla-y, caramelly kind of scent. Can I read this in German? I have never spoken German, so I don't know pronunciation or anything. No, I can't, but I think it has caramel in because it says caramel in German, I'm assuming. But it's like a really sweet, very vanilla-y scent, which is my favorite. Not a sickly vanilla either, because I don't like fragrances that are very heavily like butterscotchy because they make me nauseous. So it's a really nice vanilla, sweet vanilla scent. The other Harry Potter one is actually my favorite. This one is Patronus, and it is a green, and I don't actually know what this one smells like at all. I cannot identify the scent apart from that it's real nice. And this one has silver glitter on top, and it smells, can I identify it? It's kind of like a clean scent, but with a little bit of a sweetness. It's just, it smells really good, but I can't identify the scents. I will, can you guys, if there's anybody German in my comments, or anybody who speaks German, you could maybe translate this for me. I mean, I could do it on Google. I don't know why I'm not just doing that. But that smells really good. And then the last one is Fantasy, and this one I believe is cherries because it says Kirsch on it, and I believe Kirsch is German for cherries. So this one is a blue color, plain blue on top, and it smells, oh, it smells really good. I feel like it smells like something, I feel like I've definitely smelled this fragrance before, but it's like a deep cherry scent. It's very nice. So yeah, I will put the link to chapters and candles in my description box now that I am mysteriously the proud owner of 3 chapters and candles. It's a really weird thing that happened, but I thought while I had these products from a small business, I may as well show them to you guys so you guys can check them out if you would like to.
I underestimate how easy it is to live like this. Feel better if I take my time, just a second, then I'll be alright. I know that there's a love that gon' find me. There's something about that feeling. There's something about that feeling.
Good afternoon. It is actually Monday afternoon now. I have just gotten back from doing my Christmas shopping, which was a whole ordeal. It was very, very busy, but we now have all the food and everything we need, and we should be all set for Friday. But yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible out there. I hated it. So what happened last night is that I finished our Duet, came into here to fill in my spreadsheet and wrap up the vlog, then got distracted, went and got in bed, and then realized when I was in bed that I never wrapped up the vlog. So here I am to give you my thoughts on our Duet and say goodbye for this week. So I gave this 3 stars again, but I did enjoy it slightly more than I enjoyed this Savage song, and my review on this is just going to be a non-review because I cannot tell you why I do not love this series. The first book was very fast-paced, so just generally with how I enjoy books, I don't love super fast-paced ones. This one was much slower, and we have lots of themes in here that I really like. There's a lot of grey morality in here. All of the characters, yeah, definitely all of the characters are very morally grey, which is something I absolutely adore. I really like the concept in here. I really like the setting of the City of Monsters. Schwab's writing in here, I don't adore it. Like, I'm not in love with the writing style, but I also don't dislike it. It's absolutely fine. I have no real comment to make on the writing style, and something that I definitely have to respect her for across all of her books and series, this one included, is that she does not hold back when it comes to impactful endings, sad endings. She is not the type to save her characters for the sake of her readers' feelings and maybe her own feelings as well. Like, she will kill characters if necessary. I have noticed this in pretty much everything I've read from her. Like, she is not scared to kill her characters or have it on a like sad note at the end. I just don't like this. I don't like this duology very much, and I don't know why. Like, we have monsters, grey morality, impactful endings, and there's just, I don't dislike it. When I'm reading this, I'm like, it's good, it's fine, it's a good book, good series. I just don't care, and I don't know why. I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't know what to tell you guys. I can't fathom what it is, because I should like this, but I don't like it. I don't actively dislike it because it's not bad, but I'm not invested at all. So I gave it 3 stars. The last 100 pages of this I really enjoyed, as we were kind of building up to the conclusion of the duology, and it was just kind of like really dramatic and really action-packed towards the end. The beginning of this, as I mentioned, was a lot slower than the entirety of the first book. We had a lot of a slow build up to here and a little bit more character development, which I guess I appreciated if I cared, which I don't, and I don't know why. But yeah, overall, completely ambivalent, and it baffles me. So that is all I have for this week's vlog. Sorry to end it on such a weird note, but honestly just cannot put my finger on what it is about this duology that just doesn't click with me. I'm also really sad because my snowflake on my Christmas nails, I've done something to it during the Christmas shopping, and this one has started to disappear as well. So yeah, I'm sad about that. Just thought I would let you guys know that that is bothering me right now. But yeah, aside from that, I think this vlog is pretty short. I do hope you've enjoyed it if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it, and subscribe if you wanna. And I will see you guys next week, where hopefully I will actually be able to form a well-reasoned opinion on something. Oh, and this is the last vlog I'm posting before Christmas, so Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If you don't, happy holidays, and if you don't have a holiday, then I hope you just generally have a good day. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you will go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.